Hey, welcome to the Daily Beard for July 12, 2019. So, talking about hair today, which is a weird topic, but I'm going to do it anyways. What made me think about this was, okay, one of the twins who does my thumbnails, I can never tell them apart. There's Mark and there's Dan, and like, everyone goes, well, one has long hair, one has short hair, and then I go, yeah, but I can never remember which one has long hair, which one's short hair. Well, that's now a moot point almost, because Dan or Mark, whichever one had long hair, now has short hair. They've cut their hair, and they were talking about it yesterday on Facebook and asking for advice about should they cut their hair, shouldn't they cut their hair. And if you don't know my past, I used to have really long hair. I used to have very long hair, and like down to my arm, like past my armpits, basically long hair. Like 4 years ago, I had long hair, and then I grew it for 2 years after cutting it, and then so I had it was getting to be shoulder length and stuff, and then I cut it again. Everyone always has an opinion about my hair, and I was thinking of this because Dan or Mark, whichever one it is, again, I can never remember, and I apologize, guys. It's not you, it's me. He was worried and like, you know, and I guarantee you he's going to get some grief, but it's funny because a lot of people always have big thoughts about my hair, and like, you know, it's like they comment, and so like when I got it cut short, I understand it's a big difference on some level, especially like once upon a time I had not long hair, but I had hair longer than this, and I had my beard kind of where it was, and I cut the hair short and I took the beard off, and people didn't recognize me. There were people who literally, my boss at work didn't even know who I was. He thought I was someone coming for a job. And so I understand, like for me, I look different with short hair than long hair, obviously. I cut the long hair originally because like okay, first off, that's straight up. When I was a kid, I was told I was going to go bald by a hairdresser when I was 12. She's like, oh, I see you're going to go bald here. And like, well, you don't say that to a kid. She must have had a bad day or something. I don't know. But so I thought I'm going to go bald. So when I was in my 20s, I'm like, I'm growing my hair because I'm going to go bald. And then I want to be a pastor in the Salvation Army, and they're like, you can't have long hair. And so I was like, fine, I cut it. I regretted cutting it, but I cut it. And then they didn't want me. So long story. And then so I started growing it again. And then I had long hair, and then I was going to my new job, and I thought, you know, now's a good time to cut it. No one knows me at that job at all. So no one will know that I had long hair or short hair. It doesn't matter. And so I cut it, and then I cut it again recently only because I was working out a lot, and it was getting really annoying having to have my hair in a ponytail all the time because it was wet all the time. But it's just interesting. Hair is such an interesting thing because it's like, it's just a thing that grows on our head. Like there are bald people that are awesome and can pull it off, and there are bald people you're like, wow, that looks terrible. And there are people with long hair that like it looks awesome. There are people with long hair you're like, what are you doing? Why do you have long hair? And then there's the people who can like do the big things with their hair, like either by styling it or they just naturally can do that. It's just, you know, I've seen all the different types. Hair is just a really interesting, weird kind of thing because it's just this thing that keeps on coming usually, or doesn't for some people. And like I said, I got a bald spot for the first time, but it's on the side of my head, which is weird. And this guy's gonna start doing this again, whatever. I just I find hair interesting, and I'm debating whether I should cut my hair again short, and what that would mean for my bald spot and all that stuff. And people like to have opinions. No, you shouldn't. Yes, you should. It's just, and like I have my wife's constantly, should I have long hair, should I have short hair? My daughters, my oldest one had long hair, hated it, and then like Mara cut it short, and now it's always short. She hates long hair. And then Zion is constantly playing with shaving parts of her head and all this kind of stuff. It's just an interesting thing. I don't know. But yeah, hair. It's an interesting topic. That's all I got today. I'm gonna go now. That guy's annoying me. Have a great day. God bless.